Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Enjoy English with Nora and Liam. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Enjoy English with Nora and Liam. I'm Nora, and as always, I'm so happy you're here with us today. Have you ever promised yourself, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early? But then the alarm rings, you open one eye, look at the clock, and somehow 5 more minutes turns into 30? Don't worry, you're definitely not the only one. Today's topic is something every single person on earth can relate to: our daily routines. From the moment we wake up to the moment we finally close our eyes at night. By the end of today's episode, you'll know how to talk naturally about your everyday routine in English. Not the kind of English that sounds like it came from a textbook, but the English people actually use every day. So, let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Liam. And Nora, I have to admit something. My alarm clock and I have a very complicated relationship. Every morning, it does its job perfectly, but I pretend I can't hear it.
Really? So, what usually happens?
Well, my alarm rings at 6:30. I tell myself, okay, Liam, just close your eyes for one more minute. Then somehow I wake up at 7:10 and suddenly I'm competing in the Olympic Games just to get ready on time.
That sounds familiar. I think millions of people start their mornings exactly like that. It's amazing how our brains can turn 1 more minute into where did the last 40 minutes go?
Exactly. And the funniest part is, every single night I confidently tell myself, tomorrow will be different. But somehow, tomorrow always has the same plan.
I know that feeling. But here's something interesting. Our mornings often decide how the rest of the day feels. Have you ever noticed that?
Actually, yes. When I wake up calmly, everything feels easier. I'm more focused, I'm in a better mood, and somehow even small problems don't seem so stressful. But when I oversleep, everything feels rushed. I can't find my keys, I forget my wallet, and somehow even my coffee tastes like disappointment.
Coffee tasting like disappointment. That's a perfect description. And that's exactly why today's topic is so important. Many English learners know grammar, many know vocabulary, but when someone asks, what does your typical day look like? They suddenly don't know what to say.
That's true. They might know words like breakfast, school, work, but connecting everything into a smooth conversation can be difficult.
Exactly. So today, we're going to change that. Instead of memorizing random sentences, we're going to have a real conversation. The kind you might have with a friend, a classmate, a coworker, or even someone you just met. Because talking about your daily routine is one of the easiest ways to start a conversation in English.
That's actually true. Imagine someone asks you, what time do you usually wake up? That's a simple question, but it can lead to a long and interesting conversation.
Absolutely. Maybe you wake up early, maybe you're a night owl, maybe you exercise in the morning, or maybe your first workout is running because you're late.
Hey, please stop describing my life. I've had mornings where I brushed my teeth while looking for my shoes.
Really? That sounds dangerous. Did you ever try putting toothpaste on your face by accident?
Not on my face, but one morning I almost brushed my teeth with face wash. Thankfully, I realized just in time.
That is what happens when we're still half asleep. Our body is awake, but our brain is still dreaming.
Exactly. Sometimes I walk into the kitchen, open the refrigerator, and completely forget why I went there. Then I just stand there, looking at the food, hoping my memory comes back.
I think everyone has experienced that at least once. But once we finally wake up, the day officially begins. So, Liam, let's imagine it's a normal weekday. Your alarm finally succeeds. What's the very first thing you do?
Well, the first thing I do is stretch, just for a minute. It helps me wake up. Then I open the curtains. I love letting the sunlight into my room. It immediately makes me feel more awake.
That's a wonderful habit. Natural light really helps your body realize, okay, it's time to start the day. I started doing the same thing a few months ago, and honestly, it makes mornings feel much more pleasant.
It really does. Although I'll admit something, there are still days when my bed feels like the most comfortable place on earth.
Especially on cold mornings, your blanket suddenly becomes your best friend.
Exactly. Leaving the bed feels like saying goodbye to happiness.
Well, if today's conversation sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place because throughout this episode, we'll explore everything from morning to night using simple, natural, everyday English. So stay with us because we're just getting started and we've got plenty of useful expressions, fun stories, and practical English coming up. So, Liam, we finally made it out of bed. Our eyes are open and we're ready to start the day. I'm curious, when you wake up, do you have a morning routine or do you simply figure things out as you go?
That's a great question. A few years ago, I didn't really have a routine. Every morning felt different. Some days I'd wake up early, other days I'd wake up already running late. It was complete chaos.
I think we've all been there. You wake up, look at the clock, and suddenly your heart starts beating twice as fast.
Exactly. Then you start asking yourself, should I eat breakfast? Should I take a shower? Where are my socks? Everything becomes a race against the clock.
And somehow the socks are always the hardest thing to find. You can have 10 pairs, but on busy mornings, every single one seems to disappear.
It's like they have their own secret hiding place. One sock is on the bed, the other one has completely vanished. I honestly think washing machines collect socks as souvenirs.
I wouldn't be surprised. But seriously, having a simple morning routine makes a huge difference. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to help you start your day without feeling stressed.
I completely agree. Nowadays, the very first thing I do is drink a glass of water. Nothing fancy, just cold water. It wakes me up almost immediately.
That's such a healthy habit. After sleeping all night, our bodies naturally need water. It's a small thing, but it helps you feel refreshed.
Exactly. Then I spend a minute stretching. Nothing complicated, just moving my arms, my shoulders, and my back. It helps my body wake up instead of jumping straight into a busy day.
I like that. People often think exercise has to be long and difficult, but even a minute or two of stretching can make you feel so much better.
Absolutely. And here's something funny. Sometimes while I'm stretching, my dog looks at me, starts stretching too, and somehow he looks much better at it than I do.
Animals really know how to stretch. Maybe we should all learn from them.
I think so. After that, I head to the bathroom. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and take a shower. Honestly, a shower helps me feel like a completely different person.
I know exactly what you mean. Before the shower, you still feel sleepy. After the shower, it's like someone pressed the reset button.
That's the perfect way to describe it. And here's another habit I've been trying to improve. I don't check my phone right away anymore.
Really? That must have been difficult. Most people reach for their phone before they even get out of bed.
That used to be me. I'd check my messages, look at social media, watch a few videos, and before I realized it, 25 minutes had disappeared.
It's amazing how quickly that happens. You tell yourself, I'm only checking one notification, then suddenly you're watching someone build a tiny house for a hamster.
Exactly. The internet always finds a way to distract us. Now, I try to enjoy a few quiet minutes before looking at my phone. It makes my mornings feel much more peaceful.
I love that idea. Starting the day quietly can really improve your mood. Now, let's move on to my favorite part of the morning, breakfast. Tell me, are you a big breakfast person?
Definitely. I never skip breakfast anymore. I've learned that when I eat something healthy, I have much more energy for the rest of the morning.
What do you usually have?
Nothing too fancy. Maybe scrambled eggs, whole wheat toast, fresh fruit, and of course, a nice hot cup of coffee. Simple food, but it keeps me full for hours.
That sounds delicious. I enjoy yogurt with fruit, sometimes oatmeal, and on weekends I might make pancakes. Not every weekend, because if I did, I'd probably eat far too many.
I know that feeling. Pancakes have a magical power. You plan to eat two, and somehow four disappear from your plate.
Exactly. And then you tell yourself, well, I guess that's my breakfast and lunch.
We've all made that mistake. But one thing I've changed recently is eating more slowly. Instead of rushing through breakfast, I actually sit down, relax, and enjoy it.
That's something many people forget. Sometimes we're eating, but our minds are already thinking about work, school, or everything we need to do later. Being present for even 10 minutes can make your whole morning feel calmer.
I couldn't agree more. And after breakfast, I get dressed, pack my bag, make sure I have my phone, wallet, keys, and headphones, because forgetting just one of those things can completely change your day.
Oh, I've learned that lesson the hard way. One morning, I left home feeling incredibly organized. About 10 minutes later, I reached into my bag and realized I'd forgotten my laptop charger. So I had to turn around, go all the way back home, and start the journey all over again.
That's exactly why I always do one final check before leaving. It only takes a few seconds, but it can save a lot of stress later.
That's a wonderful habit. Once everything is packed, the front door closes behind us and our day truly begins. Whether we're heading to school, driving to work, or catching a bus, every morning brings new conversations, new experiences, and plenty of opportunities to use English naturally. So, Liam, we finished breakfast, packed our bags, and we're finally ready to leave the house. Tell me, how do you usually get to work?
Most days, I drive. The journey isn't very long, but I actually enjoy it. Instead of rushing, I like listening to music or sometimes an English podcast. It helps me start the day with a positive mindset.
That's a great idea. Even a short drive can become a learning opportunity. And for people who take the bus or train, they can do exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. I think many people believe learning English only happens in a classroom, but you can learn almost anywhere, while commuting, walking, or even waiting in line for coffee.
I completely agree. Now, once you arrive at work, what's the first thing you do?
I don't jump straight into my biggest task. First, I organize my desk, check my schedule, and make a simple plan for the day. It only takes a few minutes, but it helps me stay focused.
That's smart. Having a plan makes the day feel much less stressful. Otherwise, you spend half the morning wondering, what should I do first?
Exactly. And here's something I've learned. I always try to do the most difficult task first, because that's when my energy is at its highest.
That makes perfect sense. Once you've finished the hardest job, everything else feels much easier. It's almost like climbing the biggest hill first.
I like that comparison. And of course, no morning at work is complete without someone saying, "Is it lunchtime yet?"
So true. Sometimes it feels like we've only been working for 10 minutes, but we're already thinking about food. That's just part of being human. So, Liam, the morning has flown by. You've finished your most important work, and now it's finally lunchtime. What does your lunch break usually look like?
I always try to take a proper break, even if it's only 30 minutes. I step away from my desk, I eat my lunch, stretch my legs, and give my mind a chance to relax.
I think that's really important. Some people keep working while they eat, but our brains need a little rest too.
Exactly. Whenever I take a real break, I come back feeling more focused. It's like pressing the refresh button.
I like that. And what about the afternoon? Do you still have lots of energy?
Honestly, not always. Around 3 o'clock, I usually start feeling a little tired. So instead of drinking another cup of coffee, I stand up, walk around for a few minutes, or get some fresh air. It really helps.
That's a great habit. Sometimes a short walk can wake you up better than coffee. Plus, it's a nice break from looking at a screen all day.
Exactly. Then before I finish work, I spend a few minutes organizing my desk and writing down tomorrow's tasks. That way, tomorrow morning feels much less stressful.
I do something similar. When I know exactly what I need to do tomorrow, I can enjoy my evening without thinking about work all the time.
That's true. Once the workday is over, I finally head home. And honestly, walking through my front door is one of the best feelings of the day.
I couldn't agree more. Home is where we can finally relax, spend time with our family, or simply enjoy a little peace and quiet. And I think that's something we all look forward to every day. So, Liam, the workday is over. You're finally back home. How do you usually spend your evenings?
I like to keep my evenings simple. First, I change into comfortable clothes. Then I have dinner with my family if everyone's home. It's one of my favorite parts of the day.
That sounds lovely. After a busy day, sharing a meal with family or friends can help us relax. Sometimes the best conversations happen around the dinner table.
I agree. And after dinner, I usually go for a short walk or read a few pages of a book. I try not to spend the whole evening looking at my phone.
That's a great habit. Our minds need a break from screens. Reading, listening to relaxing music, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes can help us feel much calmer.
Exactly. Then, before I go to bed, I prepare for the next day. I put my keys, wallet, and bag in the same place every night. It saves me from a lot of morning stress.
I do the same thing. A little preparation at night makes the next morning much easier. And before I sleep, I like to think about one good thing that happened during the day. It always helps me end the day with a smile.
I really like that idea. Sometimes we focus so much on our problems that we forget the good moments. Being thankful, even for something small, can change the way we feel.
Before we finish today's conversation, let's quickly review a few useful expressions we use today. Number one, wake up. For example, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Number two, get ready. I get ready before going to work. Number three, take a break. I always take a break after lunch. Number four, head home. I head home around 6 in the evening. And finally, go to bed. I usually go to bed at 10:30. These are simple expressions, but you'll hear them in everyday English all the time.
That's right. The more you use these phrases, the more natural your English will sound. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep practicing a little every day. Small steps really do make a big difference.
Exactly. And here's a question for everyone listening. What part of your daily routine do you enjoy the most? Is it your morning coffee, your lunch break, your evening walk, or maybe reading before bed? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear about your daily routine.
And if you enjoyed today's conversation, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Enjoy English with Nora and Liam and share it with someone who's learning English.
Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, every new day is another opportunity to improve your English, one conversation at a time. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you again soon.